me feeling like I'm academics. Can't
Top 5 is responding to Soulja Boy dissing Drake. He posted this. He says, Soulja, you and last in my city. Just shut up, Crody. All right? Let me see what else. This is because Soulja Boy first said, yo, you a bitch-ass nigga Drake. Keep playing with me. I'm going to show your pussy ass. And then he also had said before, he said he's not mad at Drake. He's mad at the people who Drake hang around, supposedly, right? So that's that. Let me see what else. All right. I feel like we covered this already. Did we cover this already? All right. I may have covered some of this already. All right. What I did want to also touch on was the Turkey Leg Hut situation. Yo, chat, this is going to be a hell of a movie. Whenever 50 makes this movie, this shit going to be fire. Now, apparently in southern states, there's something called Turkey Leg Hut. And it's a place where Negroes really go to. They be having a party up in there. Apparently it's a food spot, but like that shit is like, it gives vibes. Everybody's in there. And it's like a good time. Now, the one in Houston, I don't know if it's everywhere or only in Houston. Apparently, they had a lot of bullshit going on there, right? So according to, the owner got indicted, and they're saying that the turkeys have came home to roost. The FBI says that the former Turkey Leg owner sold drugs out of the restaurant. Check this out. Okay, there's always a fucking ad, bro.
Buy your tickets at Ticketmaster.
Make sure you copy tickets to my show.
New at 3 bombshell claims in the federal arson case against the former Turkey Leg Hut co-owner. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Cerrone.
And I'm Lisa Hernandez. Right now, a judge is deciding whether to keep Lynn Price in custody after prosecutors shared concerns that he threatened a witness or potential jurors. KPRC2's Bryce Newberry live in the newsroom after hours in the courtroom this morning. Bryce.
Yeah, Lisa and Andy, for the former Turkey Leg Hut owner, federal prosecutors say the turkeys have come home to roost. They say for years, Lynn Price has tried to keep his hands clean of crimes, paying off others to do the dirty work, and they want to keep him in custody. During a more than 2-hour hearing, an FBI agent testified that Price paid $1,400 to have his ex-business partner's bar, 5015, blown up nearly 5 years ago. This is surveillance video from that early morning in June of 2020 when mass.
So the reason why this is like some like power or like some crazy like empire type of shit, the guy who owns this Turkey Leg spot paid for people to like burn down like a competitor, right? Not only that, they're selling weed in the back. Like this is a Turkey Leg Hut was like a restaurant. They were selling weed in Turkey Leg Hut packages. It's crazy.
Men poured gasoline all over the patio before that fire that then caused an explosion and destroyed the building. An indictment unsealed last week alleges that Lynn Price orchestrated this plan. The owner of that bar allegedly told FBI agents he initially planned to bring Lynn Price into that business, but then decided not to. The owner allegedly turned down a box of cash Lynn Price brought him to be part of the ownership team. And then when Bar 5015 started selling crawfish, apparently using the Turkey Leg Hut supplier, the owner said Lynn Price called screaming and hollering and threatened to blow the place up. So in the past, Lynn Price went to federal prison on tax fraud related charges. Once he got out on supervised release, prosecutors allege that he's been involved in other criminal activity, including paying a co-defendant in this arson case to steal vehicles and heavy machinery. The FBI agent testified under oath that same co-defendant admitted to bringing truckloads of hydro marijuana from California that would be stored at the Turkey Leg Hut and then got sold at the restaurant. The FBI agent testified under oath that same co-defendant admitted to bringing truckloads of hydro marijuana from California that would be stored at the Turkey Leg Hut and then got sold at the restaurant in custom branded packaging. Prosecutors allege Lynn Price got the proceeds and gave some of the money to that co-defendant. And while he's not charged connected to those allegations specifically, Price's attorney argues he is not a danger to the community. He's actually helped the community after natural disasters.
Mr. Lyndall Price deserves a bond for various reasons. One being that he's not a danger to the community. You heard multiple testimony as a.
If he paid people to go burn down his competitor's store, I think he is a danger.
relates to his community involvement, the things that he does for the community. But more importantly, the co-defendants that are on his indictment have all been given a bond. So we're asking for equity and asking for a bond similar to the other people on his indictment.
The federal judge ended this hearing by saying there's a lot to think about and she's going to chew on it. We don't yet know when she'll make a decision about keeping Lynn Price in custody.
And Bryce, we understand Lynn Price is accused of another arson in this current indictment. What did you find out about that?
Yeah, Andy, in April of 2020, prosecutors say he paid a co-defendant to steal a 1975 Chevy Nova because Lynn Price wanted the engine out of it. But once they took that truck to the mechanic, they found out it had been stolen from a police officer who owned it. It was then found burned near railroad tracks and a retention pond. Now, around both of these alleged arsons, prosecutors say call records show the two men were in touch.
And Bryce, we know you sat in court throughout the morning. What was Price's demeanor like in court today, and what do we know about what happens next?
Lisa, Lynn Price was still handcuffed and shackled. He was wearing an olive green jumpsuit. He had many people there to support him and seemed hopeful at the beginning of this hearing. He was nodding at them as they came in, but then as the hearing went on, he seemed to keep his head down. And then at times when some of these new allegations came out and were discussed, he would appear to react and shake his head. He was then taken.
Yeah, this shit is like a real life, a movie of Power or like version of Power. They would blow up their competitors' shit. They were selling drugs instead of food. Well, I mean, they were selling food too. But they were operating in a crazy criminal way and also being flashy and over the top, which is kind of like ridiculous if they thought they weren't going to get caught. You get what I'm saying? So if you ask me, I think there's going to be a great Netflix series made about this, but the Turkey Leg Hut owner has been indicted, and we're getting details about all type of bullshit that they were pulling. I think 50 even has something to say about it. 50 Cent. Probably deleted it, didn't he? I think he did. Yeah, he did. Huh. Yeah, we did cover Derek.
From serving turkey legs to federal charges. Welcome back.
By the way, I hear this. I've never been there. I heard it was lit, though. I heard it was so lit they had to put a dress code in, bro.
Back to Park Jones. Today, we're diving into the shocking fall of Lindell Price, the former co-owner of Houston's renowned Turkey Leg Hut, who was arrested and indicted for allegedly orchestrating an arson that destroyed Bar 5015 in 2020. According to a U.S. attorney, officials believe the fire was intentionally set, and if found guilty, Lindell faces up to 20 years in prison. This case not only highlights a personal downfall, but it's just another incident in the never-ending drama that has come from the Turkey Leg Hut. Established in 2017 in Houston's 3rd Ward, the Turkey Leg Hut quickly became a culinary sensation, known for its unique take on turkey legs and vibrant atmosphere. Co-founded by Lindell and his then-wife Nakia, the restaurant attracted celebrities and food enthusiasts alike, symbolizing entrepreneurial success within the over thing. 2015, a nearby establishment owned by Steve Rogers, who was also the co-owner of the Turkey Leg Hut. Initial evidence led investigators to believe that the explosion was intentionally set. Fortunately, no injuries were reported, but the incident sent shockwaves throughout the community.
It's kind of been surreal.
A tough hit back-to-back for Bar 5015 owner Steven Rogers, the well-known business owner and Houston socialite, just climbing back into business following nearly a 2-month-long shutdown during the pandemic, and now this.
It really hurts us all to see the boards, the nails, you're just lightly stepping over things.
A fire to his bar set on purpose caused the massive explosion, according to fire investigators.
We just had an explosion in the 5100 block of Alameda.
A splintered wood and debris covered Alameda Road.
It's almost like losing a child, almost, because it's been, all the texts I've been getting is the first thing is sorry for your loss. My condolences goes out to you.
This loss bringing a range of emotions to Rogers.
So with disbelief, then it went to amazement. Then when we got to see different views of what happened, it was kind of, hurtful at that point.
Hurtful, heartbreaking to see his space that was just thriving hours earlier blown to pieces.
Put a lot of work into building out a space where people be proud of.
Rogers has played a big role in guiding and protecting Almeida's growth, a partner of Turkey Leg Hut and supporter of their neighboring businesses, all Black-owned, all working to keep the identity in this historical African-American neighborhood, but adding new vibes.
I think it's good for the community. We was building up a lot of good energy on Almeida with this place, with Martini Bar, with Legends, Turkey Leg Hut, Reggae Hut, Green Seed.
The following month, Steve filed a lawsuit against Lindell and Nakia alleging financial mismanagement and was later awarded $931,000. This lawsuit, plus other financial troubles, contributed to Nakia filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2024. She said the move was to help reposition and strengthen the Turkey Leg Hut. However, it permanently closed later that year. The explosion at Bar 5015 faded into distant memory, but in April 2025, federal authorities arrested Lindell and 2 accomplices, charging them with conspiracy to commit arson and related offenses.
Begin right now with a major development in the explosion of Bar 5015 5 years ago that was caught on camera. That popular spot blew up 5 years ago, scattering debris all over the place.
Yeah, and this afternoon, 3 arrests in this case, including the former owner of the embattled Turkey Leg Hut. Lindell Lynn Price is accused of paying people to send that bar up in flames.
Price and his alleged accomplices appearing in federal court in the last 2 hours. Jason Miles live there with the latest details. Jason.
Hey there, guys. Yeah, I just got word that Lynn Price will be held in federal custody until a detention hearing next Thursday. Meanwhile, 2 alleged accomplices heard charges against them this afternoon before being released pending their next court dates here in federal court. Take a look. Lindell Lynn Price's indictment is for conspiracy to commit arson of a commercial building, that bar, and conspiracy to use an interstate facility to commit arson of a vehicle. Now, according to investigators, Price plotted to set fire to Bar 5015, which was owned by another former co-owner of the Turkey Leg Hut. I covered that fire nearly 5 years ago, which resulted in a big explosion, as you mentioned, at the bar out on Alameda Road. The FBI says Lynn Price allegedly recruited and paid co-defendants Armani Williams and John Lee Price, no relation, and others to pour gas in the bar, then set it on fire. In a separate incident, Lynn Price accused of paying John Lee Price and others to set fire to a stolen car.
If convicted,
It's gonna be a good movie.
Lindell faces up to 20 years in federal prison and a $250,000 fine. Despite the arson, Steve was able to rebuild Bar 5015 and it's thriving. But let's take it back to Lindell. So he is innocent until proven guilty, but it's clear that he has a long journey ahead and
Unrelated drug case over in Mississippi, which his attorney did not want.
Man, that nigga's a gangster, man. That nigga was doing everything. It's going to make for a good movie. He's going to jail for a long time, though. Who cares? All right. Man, am I running out of topics today? Fuck. I'm running low on sleep. Last night I didn't sleep that much. Why did I sleep? I don't know. Okay. I desperately need a new topic. Chat, spam up a topic quickly. I know it's basically Saturday morning. Spam up a topic quickly, people.